Leonardo Cornejo here with another video, and I was going to make this a Daigo video, but because of technical difficulties I realized that would be impractical. I guess I will use Daigo for the hightail ones and a few others. Not for this one. For this one, you're stuck with me. You're stuck with the default Leo. With the uncool, annoying default Leo. Get used to me. Be patient. I am stupid and annoying. Jokes aside. This one and this one and I guess that will do. Assault shotgun. Remove this. Let's add this one. Only to use the 2 bullets because I don't know if I can. No, I can't get the bullets out, so only to make use of those 2 bullets. But shells, because it's a shotgun. Those 2 shells, you will take it that way. As I was saying, you're stuck with me. I know people don't really like me in my gameplay videos. I noticed people do prefer Daigo for the gameplay videos and don't like Daigo for the long form videos, and the other way around. They don't like me for the gameplay videos, and they don't like Daigo for the. Well, you're screwed. I do what I want. While I do try to take into account my audience and feedback and stuff like that, I don't like to. How do I say it? I don't like to be subjected to constantly reshaping for the sake of pleasing others. I don't like to be a people pleaser. So I get really annoying and angry when I feel pressure to do things one way or another, to change things, to follow trends. I got really angry with someone recently because this person, well, really angry, but not angry as in cutting ties angry, but as in, dude, you're insulting me angry. Because this person told me that I should imitate the style of other content creators more. That I should do what other content creators do. That I should follow trends, the stuff that I don't like to do. And that's the thing. I got really upset with this person and I was like, look, I think one of the most valuable things about my channel is that I don't follow trends, that I don't fall for the trend chasing, that I don't imitate what other content creators do, that I try to stay authentic, sincere, and improvised. And this person was rather frustrated with my protest, because from this person's perspective I am self-sabotaging. And maybe that's true. Maybe it is preventing me from growing more. Maybe the way I do things prevents me from getting more popular. Not interested in changing that. I have no interest in becoming more popular at the expense of what I consider my style of doing things. I do like to take my audience into account. That's important to point out. I do like to take my audience into account. I do like to consider their suggestions, their ideas, but I don't want my audience to be the ones constantly directing everything I make, deciding everything I do. I don't like the style of when you know, someone in the audience says, I think you should stop doing gameplay videos, for example, and the person stops doing gameplay videos entirely. I don't like that. I think that's not healthy. I think that's bad for you as a content creator. I think that's self-destructive. I think that's self-harmful, and I think if someone gives you that kind of advice of change your content entirely to fit in, that person is not acting in your best interest. Simply put, that person is not acting in your best interest. That person is trying to control what you do and how you do it. That person is trying to turn you into their their turn into their mouthpiece, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I have seen many content creators who have abandoned everything they like, they care for, or they are willing to make in order to fit in order to follow the trends, or in order to please their audience. I don't like to do that. I do have some ideas of where I want to improve. For example, the microphone, but I will need money for that, and I have priorities. Currently, most of the money goes to PC upgrades and household repairs. And well, every now and then something like burger, like buying something I feel like buying, for investments and for very personal things. I want to get a better microphone, but I don't know which microphone. I have one, but it needs to be really close to my face, and it gets in the way when I am playing. I don't know what kind of microphone I want for gaming. That's the thing. I don't know what kind of microphone I want for gaming. I want a new microphone, but I don't know what kind of new microphone I want. Okay, did he die? Stay there. Stay there. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Stay there. Yeah, he died. I don't want just any microphone. I want one for gaming, but I don't know what kind of microphone. I want one with good audio and good reach, that I don't need to put it right in front of my face to be able to use it. The one that comes in with the webcam, it's not that good. Basically I know where to improve. I just need to figure out how I want to do it, because the how is a bigger question than the what. Because I know what I want to improve on. I know what I want to do. What I don't know is how. I mean, it's not that I don't know how in the most literal sense, is that I don't know which microphone model I want. I don't know how much it will cost. There is plenty of things I want to do, which I need to figure out. And I gave up on getting a new graphics card in the near future because of several problems, and because of some things that I think need to be dealt with first, including a new power supply, unit, um, a new power supply unit. What more? A new power supply unit, a new maybe a new motherboard. I don't know when I will work on the graphics card. I had problems with the hard drive thing, and I currently I don't want to make any changes anymore. Not until until I feel ready to make changes again, because the situation with the hard drive really left me disappointed and angry. Um, the the store refused to apply the warranty, um, arguing that they tested the drive and it was normal, but it wasn't. It was presenting a head crash, specifically a read head crash. Whenever it was reading, it would make this screech, and one time, and it will stop. It will disappear. It will disappear from the system. And once the last time before I removed it completely, it made this loud screech and disappeared from the computer. It died, and the store says that it's presenting no problems. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I'm blacklisting the store due to it being online and several other problems, including the fact that that it that several complications from living in Mexico, basically. Um, I'm not, and that it was half of the money was a gift from a relative, the relative who passed away. Half was my money, half was this relative who passed away. I will put it that way. So basically, because his bank account is gone, because this relative is gone, because of several complications. I think it's too much effort to to force them into respecting the guarantee. But the thing is, I was basically, I lost my half of the money, which I recovered thanks to you, and I used it to buy an SSD. Thanks to you, my audience, and very specifically thanks to Dalton Floyd, I recovered that money. Um, but the thing is, because of that, um, basically, I was left in a very bad situation with the hard drive, and that left me very angry and frustrated. And I decided I'm not going to focus on getting a graphics card until I really can't run anything on this one. I won't focus on not getting any upgrades until I have a more stable source of disposable income. Currently I have money. I do have money. But I don't really have a steady source of disposable income. I have money for living, but I don't have for disposable income as a steady source. So until I do, I have no plans of getting a graphics card. And with the current trends in gaming, I can't imagine someone having the patience to think of getting a graphics card. I can't imagine someone saying, "Oh yeah, currently is the best time to get a graphics card. Is the most ideal time to get a graphics card." Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Because the current situation makes getting a graphics card far from ideal. And it's not just the economy; it's the games. The games that require a high-end graphics card are far and few in between. Most games don't. Most games don't, and most of the good games don't. Because new games they are kinda bad. I mean, being realistic, most new games are bad. Most new games are actually quite bad. And it's thanks to activists, and it's thanks to leftists, and it's thanks to politics and the government and all that stuff, which many are in denial about. They don't want to admit what's going on. But it's thanks to them that pretty much the entire industry is bad now. There is pretty much no good gaming now. That's the problem. There is no good gaming anymore. What are you going to play? And the good games are most of them are compatible with almost anything, or at least can run on a potato. Palworld, Hytale, they are new releases or upcoming releases. What else? What else? Well, it's not that new, but it's if I remember well this year or earlier that last year, Silk Song. Your potato PC is actually capable of running most of the good games. This potato PC can run Stellar Blade at least for an hour. I checked. I checked with the demo. It can run Stellar Blade for an hour. One of the few games I think it can't run, or at least I am not confident in it running it, would be Pragmata. It's one of the few good new things that probably it can't run. And maybe I just didn't try hard enough. So yeah, most new games are not worth it. That's a problem. Most new games are not worth it because for every Pragmata you have 5 marathons. I will put it that way. For every Pragmata you have 5 marathons. Which I use as reference because it was a very divisive and somewhat unsuccessful game. As I said, I hope you understand I am not saying entirely unsuccessful because there is proof that it had enough people willing to buy it. I would put it that way. It had enough people willing to buy it. Now, do I think those people are people with good taste? Probably not. Do I think they are intelligent? Absolutely not. But they are willing to buy it. And that's what matters here. There are people willing to buy Marathon. Just as there were people willing to buy Concord. Not many. Not many. But they exist. More people willing to buy Marathon than people willing to buy Concord. But that's my point. For every Pragmata you have like 6 Marathons. That's also why I didn't say Concord. Because Marathon is unsuccessful, but it's not that horrible compared to Concord. So for every Pragmata you have 6 marathons and 1 mixtape. 2 mixtapes. You have 2 mixtapes and 1 marathon and 6 marathons for every Pragmata. Which means new releases are not that good anymore. And no, mixtape wasn't an indie game. Indie games don't have government funding. That's how I put it. Indie games don't have government funding. Anything that has government funding stops being an indie. It becomes a propaganda game. Even if you agree with the propaganda, or even if the game is good or whatever, it's a propaganda game. Why? Even if the game itself doesn't have propaganda, let me explain that. Even if the game itself doesn't really have propaganda, the moment it gets government funding, it becomes propaganda for the government. Because you see it, let's say you have this game, and it's excellent, and it's funny, and it's nice, and it's cute and funny, and it doesn't really have anything very political, but it's extremely cute and funny, and it's always showing the landscapes from Hokkaido. And the game has funding from the government of Hokkaido in Japan. That game is propaganda for Hokkaido. That game is used as propaganda for Hokkaido. Even if the game, let's say it's about an Ainu loli traveling through Hokkaido and hunting and being cute and funny, that game is propaganda for Hokkaido. Even if it is good, even if it is excellent, even if everyone likes it and loves it, and the game becomes a great hit, it's no longer an indie game because it's propaganda for Hokkaido. Even if it is good, the moment it gets government funding, it is propaganda. It becomes propaganda because the government has an agenda. Because the government isn't going to give you. Wait, there was a typewriter and a box there. Okay. Because the government isn't going to give you money for nothing. It isn't going to give you money just for making a game. They will give you money for making a game with the things they want in the game. The moment you make a game with government funding, you indebt yourself to the government to begin with. That's one part of the problem. The other part is, as I said, it becomes propaganda. It stops being just a game, and especially it stops being your game. Now that that game is a game with government influence, with government assets, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. You might think it's not, but that's a big deal. Because once your game becomes a government game, once your game becomes a government asset, you owe them. You owe them. Once your game gets government funding, you owe them. They have influence over you. They can say, no, you won't make a game about this, you will make it about this. Let's say, for example, that you want to make a game about I don't know, combat robots with explosive missiles coming from their crotch, phallically. But you get government funding, and the government says, dude, that's gross. And it is, but it's also funny and silly. And they say, no, the game won't be about that. You will make a game focused on new technologies, on solar powered robots, and no more rockets coming out of their dicks. Your game, the game you wanted. Oh, it's one of those boulders, isn't it? Not the Mountain Matt kind, but rather the Indiana Jones kind, isn't it? The thing is, the moment you accept that funding, you have an obligation to the government. If the government says you are not going to make this game about robots with rocket dicks, you are going to make a game about solar-powered robots. You are going to make a game about solar-powered robots, whether you like it or not. It's no longer your decision. It's no longer your will, because they are the ones with the money. So yeah, mixtapes is not an indie game, and it's not even a good game. If it was a good game with government funding, well, there would be discussion about the government funding, and it certainly wouldn't be an indie game. But the discussion would be focused on, well, the government knew what they were doing for once. Weird. We should worry. Instead of saying this game is an industry plant. The game got government funding. It is no longer an indie game. And the game was made by rich people with ties within the industry. It's no longer an indie game. And the game was published by a publisher. It is no longer an indie game. This is an important part. The definition of indie has been watered down. I don't think anything published by a company, by a publisher, is indie, because it's no longer independent. If it has a publisher, it's no longer independent. Where is the independence? There is a publisher. They have a master now. They have someone who owns the publishing rights, and it's not the developers. It's no longer an indie game. If it has a publisher, it stops being an indie game. And you have all these people saying, "Oh, but it's an indie game because it was made by an independent team." No, the team was not independent. They were working with a publisher already, and they had government funding. Oh, but it was made by a small team. Small teams don't mean indie games. I think, in fact, we should put it this way: there is AAA, there is AA, there is single A, and there is indie. Most indie games are single A. A few are AA. A rare occurrence is a AAA indie game. They do exist. They do exist. When the developers are, how do I put it? When the developers are really independent, they start off independent, but they have a rich guy in the team who puts all the money in the game. That's a AAA game made by an indie studio. Because it's about funding. That's how I put it. I see AAA as separate from as a separate measure from whether it is indie or not. Most, the vast majority of AAA games will never be indie games. That's true. That's true. Most AAA games cannot be indie games. They are almost mutually incompatible. But a few are. A few can be, and a few have been. Meanwhile, indie games cannot be government funding. Cannot be government funded. She took the shaft. She took the shaft. Back to what I was saying. Wait. Why does it have the symbol of that symbol of the calendar, but alone that symbol is the symbol of the 10 Mexican peso coin. Why does it have the symbol of the 10 Mexican peso coin? Why? Look, there it is. There it is, see that thing? That's the Mexican peso symbol. Why does it have the Mexican peso symbol? The 10 Mexican peso symbol. It's the 10 Mexican peso coin has that symbol. Seriously. Look at it. Now go to your preferred search engine. Look up 10 Mexican peso coin. That symbol is in the Mexican peso coin. In the 10 pesos Mexican peso coin. Why is it there? Is it because that's what it costs? No wonder why it's broken. Back to what I was saying. You get government funding, you can't be indie. Indie games can't be funded by the government. Simple as. You can say it's an indie game and say it was paid by politicians. Especially because politicians never have interest in gaming. Whatever they are paying it for has ulterior motives, and the game is so horrible that the ulterior motives can't be good. If it was a good game, you could assume, for example, that it was funded to promote tourism, and it happens. Some projects, not just games, projects in general, have been funded to promote tourism, to promote travel, to make it so that people want to go visit some place. For example, with the example I came up with Hokkaido, for example, let's say they want to have more people visiting Hokkaido to make money out of tourists, of the good kind, not the bad kind, and they make this game with all these beautiful landscapes of Hokkaido, and the game is one of these like anachronistic games which combines elements of ancient Japan with modern era, and that's how they shoehorn all these cool things of modern Hokkaido in a game with a more ancient aesthetic, no? And you have this game and all these cute characters, and people love it. And people do decide to visit all these landmarks of Hokkaido which exist in real life. Well, the government was funding it as propaganda to promote Hokkaido as a tourist spot. And it has happened. It has happened with media, not necessarily with games. I don't know if with games, but with media it has happened that sometimes the government puts funding to promote something from a city or to promote certain events. The thing is, it's not indie. It's not indie. If it does that, it's not an indie game. It's a propaganda game. And I know it's controversial to say it. And I know people get offended by me saying it. Because they don't like the idea of their favorite indie game, which probably is not mixtape, not being indie. At least that's my experience interacting with people from the, in quotations, indie scene. They get offended if you say no, your game is not indie because there is government funding, or because there is a publisher. For example, an indie game with a lot of money is basically everything made by Scott Cawthon nowadays. The guy has money. The guy can spend as much as he wants.
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Enrico! Traitor? Who?
No, maybe the guy who was talking about betraying you. Maybe Wesker. Very obviously Wesker. No, you are unprofessional. You didn't notice. You didn't notice someone crawling up behind you to shoot him. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself, girl. You should be really ashamed of yourself, girl. Ah, fuck. Fuck you! Die! Die already. The shotgun. I will need it. I knew I will need it. Right, let's get out of here. The ball is going to fall right towards me the moment I walk through the other door, right? I know it. The boulder is going to fall the moment I walk through that door. And I'm going to die in the first attempt because I won't know what to do. It's coming at me, right? Die already! Wait, the boulder didn't come at me? Is Matt holding it? I like to insult people I don't like. I enjoy it a lot. So not everyone I don't like gets insulted though. Sometimes the joke doesn't lend itself. For example, I pretty much never have found an excuse to make jokes at the expense of Nick Fuentes, even though, well, the guy is a cocksucker. Okay. Yes, it's hexagonal. It's hexagonal. Why aren't you cooperating? It's a hexagonal lever. Whoever made this place was tripping. That's for sure. Whoever made this place was fucking tripping. Because seriously, dude, why would you do that? Here we take it. Ah, sure. I forgot that. Why would you make a place like this? You know what's funny? I have been thinking about that. If you really stop to think about it, if someone anyone from an organization that works in the shadows, I don't know, from a pharmaceutical working in the shadows, I don't know, making Lone Star Tick mutants, which do exist, mind you, wanted to stay hidden somewhere out there using a mansion, the underground premises of a mansion to hide your Lone Star Tick laboratories. Makes sense. Makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in real life. I assume the only reason it doesn't happen in real life is because it already happened in fiction first, and anyone who contemplated doing it feels like, no, too predictable. Too predictable, like Resident Evil already did it. By the way, oh fucking shit! I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen at some point. As I was saying, I think the only reason nobody does that is because someone out there already says, no, Resident Evil did it. If I do it, it will be big and cool. It will be big and cool if I do it. If I make a laboratory underground under a mansion, it will be too predictable. I bet that's the only reason it hasn't happened yet. Because everyone who could do it is having second thoughts about it, second guessing, because it will be uncool. If I do it, it will be uncool. But eventually, someone will come to terms with that reality and say, no, you know what? I am peak uncool already. I'll do it. Because, well, I mean, just look, for example, at Bill Gates. The guy is uncool. Oh, shit. Stay away from me! Ah, fucking shit. Alright. Come on, don't die on me. No, not now. Not now, I forgot to save. Alright. Let's get out of here. We can come back. Later. Right now, what I need is antidote. Fucking shit, man. Right now, what I need is an antidote. And I know where to get it. The thing is, I know where to get it. There it is. You might think, too much backtracking, I am a cheapskate. I will never waste resources. These games, I often finish them with more resources than needed, but that's because I really fear running out of whatever resource I might have around. And I might see, for example, I don't know, antidote, healing spray, whatever. I'm scared of running out of it. Anything. Because it happened to me once. The first Resident Evil game I actually played, and this is important, the first Resident Evil game I actually played was Resident Evil 4. It was also my first, in quotations, and heavy quotations because I know this divides opinions, My first survival horror game, in quotations. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Was the first time I actually played a survival horror game. The first time I played anything that had resource limitations as gameplay feature. This is important. It was the first time I ever played a game with resource limitations as gameplay feature. And I soft-locked myself. Ha! Look at that! I soft-locked myself by running out of ammunition. I ran out of bullets. And I soft-locked myself. And that was frustrating. And traumatic. And you know, I know you think, oh, come on, traumatic? Don't be like that. You're exaggerating. But the thing is, it was traumatic for me. Why? Because it hurt my ego. I felt stupid and it hurt my ego. So the moment I realized I had soft-locked myself by running out of ammunition, I restarted the game from scratch and began to sleep like crazy. Never again would I make use of items I didn't know where. I didn't know if I would need later. I basically acted under the assumption that everything was scarce, that I was destined to run out of everything, and that if I wanted to make any progress in the game, I had to be careful with whatever I spent, with whatever I used, whatever I picked. And that's how I became basically a hoarder. And I still run out of ammunition. Not as much as before. But every now and then you have me short on ammunition of a specific kind. Either because I purposely ran out of it to make a space, as with the grenade ammunition here. The basic grenades, I spent them all on purpose today, either because I intentionally ran out of ammunition or because I made a mistake. So every now and then I still run out of ammunition, either to make room or by mistake. For example, right now I only have a few shotgun bullets and the ammunition for the grenade launcher. I'm going to swap the shotgun for the pistol and continue with the grenade launcher, because I don't want to run out of shotgun ammunition entirely, and I don't mind spending some grenades. Maybe I should go with the shotgun. No, that's it. That's my point. I tend to do things like that, to be too cautious with the resources. I have two of those. Why do I have two of those? Well, I know why. The game is being generous with you. It makes sure you have what you will need to move to the other room. But you can backtrack. And I don't know if you can actually get rid of things in your inventory here. The thing thing is, I tend to be too cautious with that. I tend to be even annoyingly cautious with the resources. For example, look, I haven't fired a single magnum round. Maybe I should. Maybe I should, but I haven't. I tend to save a lot on items out of experience because I soft locked myself by running out of ammunition and having no healing items. I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I basically managed to put myself in a situation that was unwinnable, and I couldn't advance like that. So I learned from that mistake. I learned from experience to never let my inventory become empty of one or two resources. Always keep those important resources at hand, and don't trust the game. Don't trust the game, don't trust the developers. And maybe more people should learn that. Don't trust the game, don't trust the developers. Maybe that should be the lesson. Don't trust the game, don't trust the developers, because sometimes the developers tell you there is no full damage, and then they laugh in your face because there was. Oh fucking shit! I'm gonna get really angry because I know what's coming. I know what's coming, and it's really annoying. Because not only will I need the crank, the boulder is coming. Mountain Matt is coming with his boulder. This will be annoying. This will be extremely annoying. I saw that fucking boulder there. I know the moment I spin the crank, the boulder will fall. And it will fall in my direction. Because that's how these games work. Because that's how these games work. So not only do I need to do a lot of backtracking, I'll need to be prepared to run away from the boulder, and I will get crushed. Because I don't know how I managed the first time, but I know myself, and I know the second time won't be that easy. Right. I didn't read if it was a square or hexagonal. I swear if it was a square, I will get really angry. I will get really angry if it was a square. Oh fucking shit, it's late. Well, not that late. Not that late, but once I'm done with this 2 hours of gameplay, I'm going to sleep. Well, 1.5 maybe. I don't know. What was I saying? Ah, yeah. I don't trust the developers when when they try to make a game difficult. I know they will make it difficult in the most annoying way possible. Difficulty is something developers are bad with. I think players are better with difficulty than developers. I know it's weird. It's weird that I'm saying this. Right, it isn't falling off. It's coming at us! No, it's not. Weird. No. As I was saying, Developers are kinda bad with difficulty. They have a hard time balancing it. There it is. There it is. And the boulder will break free. I knew it. I knew it. I told you. I told you I knew it. I saw that coming. It was a lot more reasonable than I expected. Still, I'm angry because I saw it coming. What was I saying? Ah, yeah. I don't trust developers. I don't trust developers with difficulty because they have the bad habit of not really making games difficult but making them tedious. They are bad with balancing. They are bad with optimization, with controls, and most of the time they think making the game tedious is making it difficult. For example, this thing about the boulder. It's annoying. It's annoying. I know it's supposed to create tension, I know it's supposed to create challenge, but it's just annoying. Or for example in Subnautica with the Leviathans. They are just annoying, they are not difficult. They are not scary, they are not threatening, they are just annoying. Because yeah, they are threatening in the sense that they pose a threat to the player in early stages of the game. But if you just avoid them, they no longer become a threat. And when you have the equipment for surviving them, let's try some. When you have the equipment for surviving them, they stop being threatening and just become annoying. Okay, so with this one only spins in one direction. When they stop being when they stop being when you have the right equipment for surviving the Leviathans, which basically just means a vehicle and a few armor upgrades, they stop being threatening and become annoying. Just annoying. Plain annoying. No threat anymore. They become a nuisance. No more threat. They are no longer dangerous, they are no longer scary, they are no longer threatening. And the developers try to sell it as they are threatening and they are scary and you shouldn't defend yourself from them because my fucking fifis. And seriously, the developers made you defenseless against them because of their fucking fifis. When it would be really cool if you could not necessarily kill them, but certainly scare them away from you permanently. Let me put it this way. Imagine you have this, I don't know, a harpoon or some sort of electromagnetic weapon or whatever. That doesn't kill them, but it hurts them bad enough that they will run away from you the moment they see you. That would be cool. That would be great. If you don't want to kill them because, I don't know, you want to make it a survival game or whatever, make something that drives them away permanently from you once you interact with them using that thing. I don't know, maybe a repellent bomb that the moment that you hit them with it, they never show up again. Because they are annoying, that's the thing, they are annoying. They are annoying. It's not scary, it's not difficult. Once you have the vehicle upgrades, they are just a nuisance. So I want them fucking gone. They ruin my gameplay. They ruin my experience. They are just downright annoying. What are you doing? No. No, don't spin me. Don't spin me. I don't want to spin today. Oh, fucking shit. What's that for? I don't get it. Now I need that stupid crank again. Well, but I wouldn't have known until I tried it. So yeah, I don't need that crank. And I'm not annoyed by the backtracking. Better to have backtracking than dying. I prefer backtracking and puzzles over stupid traps that are just cheap shots. That's the thing. That's the thing. Challenge that is just tedious annoys me a lot. For example, I prefer a monster battle over traps. Because traps are just tedious, but having a monster battle is like, well, I survived something. Even if you are already overpowered, like with the spider, I mean that spider battle was really easy thanks to the grenade launcher. Even if you are already way too powerful thanks to the grenade launcher, it's better to have an easy battle, an easy boss battle, than to have a tedious trap, like the boulders. The boulders are an example of a tedious trap. It's better to have an easy boss battle than to have a tedious trap. I prefer it that way. I prefer a boring, easy boss battle that you can cheese with a grenade launcher than a tedious trap. I don't like tedious things. They are not difficult, they are not challenging, they are not entertaining. They just get in the way. They just get in the way. Not in a fun way, not in a good way. In a boring, annoying way. Since I play to relax, I don't play to be annoyed. That's also why I don't play competitive games. And you know what's the worst part? You're really stuck with me on this one for the long run. Because once I'm done with the Jill playthrough, I'm going with the Chris playthrough. I'm going with the Chris playthrough once I'm done with the Jill playthrough. So yeah, I'm going all out with this. Alright. Let's see. You know, I'm so fucking pessimistic. I will assume that thing will try to crush me. Even though logically it won't. That's how pessimistic I am. Oh, I get it, I fucking get it now. Stupid thing. Well, at least I haven't been shot at by some sort of poison dart bullshit. I keep telling you, I hate tedious things, I hate annoying things, I hate the fact that most of the, in quotations, difficult games are just tedious. Most of the difficulty in games is just tediousness. And people feel the game is difficult because they are annoyed by it. The game annoys them enough to make them not want to continue playing it. That's a reality. This is stupid. And once they are annoyed enough, and they give up on the game, they rage quit. They feel the game is difficult. Ooh, jiggle physics. They feel the game is difficult, but it's not difficult, you are just annoyed. You're just annoyed by the game. You just rage quit the game. And that's my point. Most games that are called difficult are just tedious. And most of those games are, in quotations, difficult, and they are tedious actually, by the will of the player. because the player can make them easy by playing them a certain way, but there is always this like taboos about how to play them. Like, no, you don't use that thing because it makes it too easy, and gamers choose to be annoyed. That's for example what happens with the Souls like in quotations games. Most of them are not that difficult. Oh, which reminds me, I need to play Neo. I haven't finished Neo. Most of them are not that difficult. Most of them are not that challenging. They are just tedious. Because you choose to be annoyed by the game. Because you can cheese it. You can play it. You can basically play on easy mode by learning a strategy that fits to you and play with that strategy and not do anything else. But most people choose to take the hard road. Play the game in ways they don't understand the game, they play the game in ways they don't like. They force themselves into playing the game in ways that are tedious. And then they say the game is difficult. You choose the difficulty by choosing your playstyle. That's how I see those games. You choose the difficulty by choosing the playstyle. Alright. Almost there. There it is. 4, 2, 3, 1. Alright. Now, we do this. That other boulder will eventually break free. I know it. I'm not psychic, but I know it. Well, the cylinder shaft is what is missing. Now,
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here. I didn't expect to find a place like this. Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
she pushes him. He's the traitor, so she should have pushed him. Find out what you like to put up yourself, old man.
What the hell is that sound? It could be a person. Jill, go check it out.
Oh, you think so?
We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
You will stay there to conspire against me, and I know it. You fucking traitor. You are the traitor and I know it. But since the game wants me to pretend you are not, I clearly cannot fire at you. Unfortunately. You know, these things are getting in the way, kinda. Then why is it in red? And here in red it means I need to find an item and I don't know where it is. All I know is that Baldi is the traitor. Because I heard him talk about destroying the stars. He's conspiring with whoever is behind the plan. He's conspiring with.
I'll stay and secure our escape route.
That's not the escape route. That's a death trap, and I know it. I know it because you are the fucking traitor, and I know it because I heard you talking to someone else who is your co-conspirator. And I am sure it's Wesker because Wesker was around by the time that happened. And because fucking Wesker. He's an asshole and he's always conspiring. He's always planning something. He's always up to no good. And everyone who has seen spoilers knows it. Oh fucking shit, oh fucking shit, oh fucking shit. Alright, let's see what is in here. Alright, let's see. No, no, cat. Right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Ah. Oh, fucking shit. Okay, we return here. Asshole. I told you. I told you he was a fucking traitorous asshole. I got this one here. Fucking backstabbing bitch. It's because he's bald, I bet. I bet it's because he's bald, and bald people are insecure. You know what's funny? Eventually I will go bald. Not yet, but probably by the time I'm starting to turn I don't know 40 or 50. How do I know? Because my grandfather was bald. My my father, most of my uncles went bald around the age of 40. It's predictable. It's inevitable. And I know it will happen to me. So what's the point of a flamethrower if it's broken? As I was saying, I know it's inevitable because my father, and two of my uncles went bald around the age of 40 or 50. My grandfather was bald by the time I was born. One of my uncles is the only one with hair. I will go bald eventually. So if I make bald jokes, I'm making jokes at the expense of future Leo. And you know what? The day I start going bald, I'm not cutting my hair short. I'm going Hulk Hogan. Bald dome, long hair. and I hope my facial hair will do the trick, and I can look like Hulk Hogan with more. Because my sense of humor is one of my few redeeming qualities. You know what's funny? I seriously think my sense of humor is one of my few redeeming qualities. I don't have a strong positive opinion on myself. So that's what you are good for. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why that one is in red. What's in there that I haven't found yet? This place is scary. Oh fucking shit, oh fucking shit, oh fucking shit. I'm very poorly prepared to deal with the snakes right now. At least they aren't on a plane. The whole thing, that film, Snakes on a Plane. I swear I thought it was a joke. I swear I thought it was some sort of meme or something. I didn't think it was. People were serious. I swear I thought it was some sort of joke, like... Ah, I found it. Okay. Okay, let's... What was I saying? Ah, yeah. Snakes on a plane. I swear I thought it was some sort of meme, a sort of joke when I first heard about it. I didn't know it was a real film. When I found out it was a real film, it was really funny. I mean, funny not as in funny as in nice, but as in lol, what? This is stupid. That was my reaction. That was my reaction when I found out it was a real film, that it existed. Snakes on a plane. Like, dude, who made that thing? Who decided it was a good idea to make a film where the premise, the title, and the what? It's all the same, and it's all about someone sneaking the snakes on a plane, and the snakes going out of containment while the plane is in mid-flight, and everyone panicking like they are retarded. Ah, shit. Like, dude, what? I mean, it's so stupid. And that's the fun part. It's stupid. That's the fun part about the whole snakes on a plane thing. Is that it's stupid. Is that you will need to be really stupid to take it seriously. And I think that's a joke. That's the fun part. Because I can't imagine someone taking it seriously. I can't imagine someone stopping there, sitting and saying, "Oh, what a badass story! It's smart, deep, intelligent." I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Because I have learned the hard way. There are people who take things seriously when they are absolutely retarded. They watch some really stupid things, and they take them seriously. And then they get angry if you don't. If you say, dude, this is stupid, they get angry, they get offended, they get triggered. Because they are idiots. What? Were you expecting me to think that's normal? No, no, no. If you get really offended by someone saying this is stupid, you're probably a retard. You're probably a retard. And I have dealt with that. I have dealt with that. In fact, I have some really unpopular opinions about popular things. Ah, there it is! There it is! There it is! There it is! Finally! Finally! I feel stupid. What was I saying? Yeah. There are people who are really stupid and get really offended when you say something is stupid because they take it personal. Because they feel like you attack them as individuals. Because they feel like you insulted their dignity. Like you pointed at them personally. Which is normally not the case. Which is normally not the intention. But they are really stupid and get offended very easily if you say something is stupid, or that something, or if you don't agree with them on something. For example, I have some really controversial opinions. For example, I didn't like Taco Piece original scene. I think it was a waste of my time and my resources. I found the premise frustrating and annoying. I think it was too short. With more length, it would have been better. And I think the author is actually good, but the story wasn't good. The same author made a similar story called the Sins of the Ichinose family, something like that. And it was good, and it was better, and it was longer. And I think that the length affected the premise, and the way it closed, and the way it focused on the shock value was that ruined the copy. At least from my perspective, I think that's a problem. That the whole thing was too focused on depression, cruelty, and violence, and it somewhat escaped the good parts. It neglected the good parts for the sake of that shock element, of that shock value. Alright, which room I haven't explored yet? Alright, let's see. Courtyard, and there is this door that leads somewhere. It must be connected to somewhere, but I don't know where. And it's in the courtyard. It means it must be here. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. As I was saying, that's a problem. That's my problem with Takopi, for example. It's not that good. It's not. It's not the worst. That's also something important to say. It's not the worst. I have read worse. I have read worse many times before. I have read much worse. Though it's not that good. And people began to act as if it was, I don't know, as if it was the work of the gods. Because it got popular. Because it was, as I said, it has shock value. Because it was cruel, violent, and mean-spirited. Because there is a little girl hanging herself, and then there is time travel to reverse it. Time travel sucks, by the way. See, that's the thing. I see things that are extremely unpopular. And I know my positions are unpopular. And I don't mind. I don't mind being unpopular and saying unpopular things. That's one of my both best and worst traits. I don't mind saying unpopular things. I don't have an issue with being unpopular, and sometimes I say things that are too unpopular to be said, even though they are facts, or at least I think are facts, because I could be mistaken, I could be misinformed. Well, I try to be honest with people. I try to speak the truth, and if I say something unpopular, probably I think it's true because I was misinformed, or because it is true. I tend to get in trouble because of that. And as I said, that copy sucks. It's a bad manga. I didn't watch the anime. I didn't watch the anime because I didn't like the manga. I don't waste my time. And I think people only liked it, as I said, because the little girl hangs herself. And that shock value is something that people like. People like shock value. People like pain. People like suffering. People like depression porn. Because they have developed a vice with that. It's a bad habit. It's an unhealthy habit. It's unhealthy behavior. People have developed an addiction to suffering because of nihilistic cynicism, which is infesting all pop culture, all media. You see it everywhere. You see it. You see it when you see a character saying that there is no such thing as good people, that love doesn't exist, that it's just a chemical reaction. That's nihilistic cynicism, and it has become prevalent in Western culture. So people like depression porn because of that. Because the nihilistic cynicism has polluted their souls, polluted their minds. And the worst part about all this is that I don't think I'm myself immune to it. I don't think I'm immune to nihilistic cynicism. I think actually I have been afflicted with it too. At least once in my life I might have been afflicted with it. I just managed to get better, to recover from it. But I don't think there is someone who is entirely immune to it. I think in fact it's something that affects us all. I think it's something that affects us all and that it will inevitably get to me. I think that's inevitable, in fact. I think it's bound to happen that it will get to me. It will affect me because it affects everyone. And once it affects me, again, because it affected me in the past, once it affects me again, I will need time to recover because I already recovered from it. I think it affects people because the world is made in a way nowadays that it makes it more possible to affect you. Nihilistic cynicism by itself, it doesn't work that hard, but it gets help. Wait a second, wait a second. Back to what I was saying. Um, Nihilistic cynicism gets help. from corporations, media conglomerates, governments. It's promoted. It's promoted to affect you. Because when you become a cynical nihilist, it's easier to control you. You lose your own willpower. You give up on everything. And you become easier to control. And that's what governments, corporations, criminal organizations even want. People they can control. People who won't fight back. Right? Alright. Yeah, I opened that door and let's see what's inside. Yeah, but I don't have it yet. Alright. I don't have it, and right now it's not the smartest choice to save here. In part because I just saved recently. And in part because nothing has happened. Nothing ever happened. The Deadshot meme. Nothing ever happens. I imagined Chris as the Deadshot, and all these virus outbreaks and monsters and all that, and Chris there sitting saying nothing ever happens. Like kind of in denial of reality because well everything is happening. He's there, nothing ever happens. uh, oh god damn it, I can't. It's really funny. I mean Chris Redfield as a child and saying nothing ever happens.
Jill, you're alive.
You're a breeze, motherfucker.
I was worried because I thought you were.
Yeah, right.
Start talking.
He's really bad at hiding it.
Believe me, I can explain.
Don't lie to me.
He's probably the worst at hiding his betrayal. Like, dude, you can't even be subtle. You're literally holding the gun and you point at her. Now what?
No time to talk. Jill, hand me my gun.
No. I'll do it only because it's convenient. I'll do it because I'll be using him as a meat shield. See, he gets aggroed while I fix the problem for real. Well, I mean, what were you expecting me to do? She's unkillable. She literally just jumped into that pit and I know she won't die. She just, well, now she's mentally at ease. I won't say stable because, well, she's too fucked up to be stable, but she's mentally at ease now. She's no longer going to attack me. But let's be realistic. She's not going to die. And she's still insane. Have this insane woman, this insane mutated woman, who just jumped into a pit with a skull, which she recognized as family. It's the most sad thing I have seen in a while. But I'm too happy laughing at the idea of the Chris shot saying nothing ever happens. So I'm not moved. Because I'm laughing. I'm busy having fun. Seriously, Chris Chad, nothing ever happens, and he's basically just denying reality because, well, it's happening in front of him. Alright, so it's the emblems, which I had there. Okay, which one is this? Wolf shaped, and the other is the... Alright. So I need to backtrack. But it's not too far away. This time it's not too far away. And it seems, given the configuration of the map, I'm assuming we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done with the game. Because, well, the map says so. The map is showing all these paths, and alright, there is some sort of item here. I need to check. Right. Hold on a second. Wait here. Now this, alright, so as I was saying, and let's see, as I was saying, everything on the map is showing green, so I guess all puzzles are solved. I feel like killing that guy. I feel like seriously killing that guy. Of course, I don't think the game will let me. Because we're the good guys don't do that. I hate the whole trope of good guys don't take revenge. I hate it, and I don't know where it came from. But wherever it came from, I want to talk to the retard who came up with it. And tell that person how much harm that idea has caused. Because I swear if people were more focused on revenge, if people were more prone to say, no, take revenge, be cruel, be mean, be vindictive, the world would be a better place. I know it's controversial to say it, but I think it's true. I think it's true, and I base it on experience, because I saw people who refuse to take revenge, they often just become resentful. It doesn't, refusing to take revenge doesn't fix the problem, it just creates resentful people. Who deep inside want revenge, but they can't admit it. And therefore they start doing really shitty things to other people. Right, let's talk that with that fucker.
I don't believe that thing's really dead.
Yeah, me neither, and I hope it gets you.
Go on ahead.
Okay.
Me neither, and I hope it gets you. Hope you die by her hand. Hope she rips your face off, because you're a fucking traitor. Betrayers should die, seriously. I mean, I know it's controversial, but I have said it, and I think regarding, for example, the case with TV reviews is one of the examples where I emphasize what I say. cheaters should be executed. Cheaters shouldn't believe. They are scum. They are the scum of the earth, and they shouldn't live. And I think female cheating is worse. I think in general female promiscuity is worse. And it's because of biology. In fact, I think it was Leaflet who explained it better. It's because you can have multiple women getting pregnant from the same guy, but you can have single woman having the babies of multiple men at the same time. That's how I put it. Female cheating is worse. It shouldn't be tolerated that much. It shouldn't be tolerated that much. I am the first class emergency here, bitch. Well, ah, it's the 40-minute mark. Time is running short. So I will take the inner ribbons. And that's it for today. I will continue playing. Have a good one.